In this video, we talk about Amazon listing builder provided by Jungle Scout, and Carrie from Jungle Scout will be showing us how to use this tool. Our video host today is LISETT LEES. She works with different Amazon brands, and as always, don't forget to subscribe below to the YouTube channel of Orange Klik. Click the notification bell because here we talk to different Amazon software tools, Amazon experts, and event organizers.
Carrie, we are really excited to have you here today to talk about one very interesting tool Jungle Scout has for sellers. But before we dive into the tool, could you please introduce yourself and tell us how Jungle Scout helps sellers?
Yeah, my name's Carrie. I'm a trainer at Jungle Scout, and Jungle Scout helps sellers. It's an all-in-one tool that'll help you to basically do anything that you need for your Amazon business. I actually started selling on Amazon 4 years ago using Jungle Scout and learning from Jungle Scout how to sell. So definitely been using the tools myself for 4 years. They're just really amazing, and they just keep getting better and better as time goes on. So I'm excited to show you some really cool updates today and some new just up and coming things.
Okay, Amazon sellers always like to hear about updates because they want to know everything that's out there. So I think let's dive right into it, and maybe you can start off by explaining us what Listing Builder tool is.
Okay, yeah. So we have our Listing Builder tool that basically is a scaffold type tool that helps you to create your listing, and we have some great optimization scores and things that are going to help guide you to create the best listing possible. So I'll show you all the ins and outs of that, but it's just I think we get a lot of questions. People ask, is my listing good? Can you check my listing? But this is kind of an automated way for you to optimize it yourself without having to double check with anyone else. So it's a really great tool. So I'm excited to show you. When I start going through this, I always like to start with keyword research because that's the most important thing when you're optimizing your listing. You want to get the best keywords for your Amazon listing. So why are keywords important for your Amazon business? There's a few different reasons that they're really important. And the first one is that they're really important because it'll help potential buyers find you. So the relevant keywords help potential buyers find you. So as many keywords that you put in there that are relevant and that actually relate to your product, the more people that are going to be able to find you on Amazon. Basically, they go to the search bar and they search for those words, and then your listing can pop up. And it's also really important for pay-per-click advertising. Now, I'm not going to go into pay-per-click advertising, but it's just a really, really strong, if you get all the keywords that are important for your listing, it's a really good, strong base for all the rest of the things that you're going to do. So I recommend spending a good amount of time on your keyword research so that everything else runs a little smoother. So I'm going to go ahead and go into actually starting the demo here of what it looks like to do this. So this is our Keyword Scout tool, and Keyword Scout is an amazing tool to help you find the best keywords for your product. I have been doing this for a few years, and when I first started out the keyword tools, you'd put in a keyword and it would say, for example, I'm going to show you how to, about a gallon water bottle. Okay, that's my product that I'm going to demo today. So when I would type this in the past, it would say green gallon water bottle, blue gallon water bottle, and all the results had gallon water bottle in them. But the great thing about Keyword Scout is it's more intelligent than that, and it's going to give you some suggestions of water bottles that are very similar or related to that product so that you can get more ideas and how to reach more customers. Because the more relevant keywords you can find, the better. And so I've actually found so many different keywords this way by just looking through this list and just finding things I would have never even thought of on my own. So it's a great tool. So the actual product I'm actually searching for, I'll show you, is these gallon water bottles. So it's a gallon water bottle with time marker that helps you stay on track for your water intake on a daily basis. So that's what I'm searching here. And the first thing you want to do is you want to create a keyword list. So the keyword list here is, these are all gallon water bottles. Now you want to go through here and find and check off the most relevant ones. I'll usually check off the whole thing. If you wanted to add all of them, you could just check all of them that way, or sometimes I'll go through and I'll uncheck the ones that are not related. Like I'm looking for a gallon water bottle. This is 64 ounce. That doesn't relate, so I uncheck that. I also uncheck any brand names that are in there. You don't want to put any brand names on the front end or the back end of your listing at all. Just leave those out because you'll get flagged by Amazon and they'll take down your listing. I had an instance where one time I put a brand name that I didn't realize was a brand name because we use it to describe the product in our everyday language, but I got flagged for it and taken down. So they are really strict about it. So make sure you follow those guidelines. So basically, this is how you're going to create your first keyword list. So I can just click on this plus sign and then I'm going to create a new list, and I'll do, all right, so we'll just do gallon water bottle orange demo. Okay, if it'll show up. Yeah, so we'll know that that's this keyword list. So I'm going to create that and add. Okay, so that's one way to do keywords. Something else that we've added on here is you can actually filter these out, and you can filter out by exact match, broad match, word count, and just organic product count. So basically, the exact match is just how many times somebody is searching for that product per month on Amazon. So that's the 30-day search volume. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll say, okay, I want to see only the words that are at least searched 1,000 times. Okay, and then you can hit apply. And that takes your word list down from 16 pages all the way down to 1 page. So you're going to see kind of the main keywords. Another kind of thing you could do is you could do a range. Sometimes I like to look at the ones that are like 500, between 500 and 1,000 searches. And I search for those keywords as well, because sometimes, you can add in a bunch of these little words and they all kind of add up over time. So you've got all these little terms that have, close to 1,000 searches every month. So, if you make sure to include all of these, as long as they're relevant, then you can get more traffic that way. So that's another little tidbit there, but you can filter all these keywords whatever way you want. You can do it by word count. If you're looking for more long tail keywords, you can do maybe a minimum of 3 words total, so that you can get only long tail keywords. So there's a few different great filters that you can utilize there. So that's one way to do the keyword research. Another way to do this is you can actually do, and I've got to pull up my little notepad here. You can actually do a reverse ASIN search. So I actually have some pre-made pre-made ASINs that I already pulled from Amazon. And for those of you who don't know what an ASIN is, ASINs are these little they're in the product details, and they're a number that every single product on Amazon gets to just identify that product. So I took the ASINs and I think 8 different products, and you can actually search between 1 and 9 of those ASINs on here at a time. So I actually like to go and search a lot of them at the same time, and I'll hit the search button. And you can see here, so this is going to come up with a lot of really great information. Now I'm going to just kind of point out a few filters, but there's a lot more than I'll even be able to have time to describe today. So if for anyone who's watching, it's definitely something to go in and play around and discover more, because there's so much that you can do with this tool. But this one, basically, whatever one you highlight, I like to just use my own listing and then kind of compare it to my competitors. So whatever's highlighted, you're comparing this product to the rest of them. But these are all the keywords that are coming up. So you can steal all these keywords from your main competitors. The way I got these competitors is I searched main keywords, and I actually chose the competitors that were selling the most on Amazon. So I kind of took it that way, and I just chose the most successful listings to steal their keywords, because obviously they're doing something right. So I'm gonna just, I would normally just sort through all of these, and you can add these to your keyword list. So I have created this keyword list, and there we go. But there are some other filters that I think are really kind of interesting. So if I scroll over here, we've got it'll show you your rank. So this rank is shown for the one that's highlighted. So this product that is highlighted, that's the rank that's showing here. So you've got all that in one place. And then this organic ranking ASINs count, this is how many of these products is actually ranking for that keyword. So I'm going to go back to this and show you a little bit more about that. And then this is the average rank of all of your competitors. So all of them averaged together. And then the relative organic rank, I like to think of it as kind of like a race. So if you're in like a sailboat race or something like that, you would be in fifth place for this keyword. So that's kind of how you can see where you stand in reference to your competitors. But the one thing I really like is this organic ranking ASIN, because I can actually filter down the keywords to find the keywords that the majority of my competitors are going after, because you're going to know that those are going to be the most relevant keywords. So if I go to the filters, I can click on advanced filters and organic ranking ASINs count. So I'm going to say I want to have a minimum of 5 of those ASINs ranking for each of those keywords. So I can find kind of the most relevant keywords, and this is a great way that you can kind of narrow it down. And then when you narrow it down this way, most likely all of these keywords are really relevant for your product because all of your competitors are going after those as well. So for example, gallon water bottle with time marker, all of these are really relevant keywords that you can also add to your keyword list. So you can filter it down that way. So that's kind of one way. Or if you wanted to look for keywords that maybe some of your competitors are ranking for, but others aren't, you can search that way. So I can say, I want to see the ones that have a maximum of 4 ranking for that, or even 5. I want to see a maximum of 4 of my competitors ranking for this, and I want to see kind of those kind of less obvious keywords that maybe some of my competitors have found. And I usually will search through this manually to just kind of see if there's anything that I've missed or anything like that. So those are kind of some different ways that you can narrow it down. But honestly, you can do so much with this tool. It's amazing. You can see trends. I mean, it's an amazing tool. So that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg there. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create your listing now. So if you click to the next line down to keyword list, this is where all your keyword lists live. So you can see that I have my gallon water bottle orange demo here. So you've got all that here. So these are all your keywords. You can go in here and edit if you wanted to. You could maybe check one if you didn't think it was good, a good keyword, or if it had something in it that you didn't want, you could just check it, and you can delete the keyword by clicking on this right here. So usually by the time I get to my listing builder, I like to make sure that my keyword list is perfect. It has all the keywords that I want in there that I want to use in my listing. So that's kind of the first prep step before you even get into the listing builder. When I click on listing builder, these are all saved listings. So these are listings that I've created. If you have a Seller Central account already, something that's really amazing that you can do is you can actually connect your Seller Central account to Jungle Scout, and all of your listings will be pulled in for you, which makes it so much easier because you won't have to copy and paste. It literally just imports them all in, and you can just go in and edit, and then you can resync it back up to Amazon. It'll just re-upload it to Amazon, which it just saves you a lot of time, especially if you have a lot of listings. So the way that you do that is that you hover over your little profile picture, you go to settings, then you go to Amazon settings, and then you click add new, and there's a tutorial video, and it'll actually walk you through the process of adding or connecting your 2 accounts. So that's one way to do it. So I'm actually going to go to listing builder though, and I'm going to create a listing. So this is where you draft a listing from scratch. And then this right here is when if you want to optimize an existing listing from Amazon, if you connect to them, you can just select the product that you want, and it'll go that way. So I'm going to go ahead and draft the listing here. And then the next thing is I'm going to hit next step, and it kind of guides you through this whole process. The next step is you're going to choose your keyword list that you created for this particular product. So I did a gallon water bottle, orange demo. So I've got that. If you forgot some keywords, you can add them in here, but I recommend just making sure that this keyword list is where all your keywords live, because that way you can save them all, you know which words you're using instead of having to add them in here. Just keep them all in that one place. So if you forgot some, go back to Keyword Scout and just add them. So hit apply to go next, and you're going to add all those keywords. This next step is processing the keywords. So when you're writing a listing, you don't need to write the same word in multiple times. You really just need to have it in there once. So you can remove the duplicates. You can process and remove any duplicate words, and you're going to see just the main keywords that are they're individual keywords that you need to write into your listing. You can also maintain phrases if you wanted to. You can maintain phrases and write in as many phrases as you want. You don't necessarily, if it's a water bottle, you don't have to write water bottle 100 times. You only have to write water once and bottle once. So sometimes though, people like to put those main popular phrases written into their listing. So this is a way to kind of keep that separate, so you can put in those main phrases, make sure that those are in your listing. So you can hit apply next. And then it's going to come up with your listing template, basically. So this is, you're going to write in your title and your bullets. So the title is up here at the top, and then these are the features right here. So this section right here is what you're going to write in here in these features. So here's just an example of how this would work. For example, let's see, I'll just write in a gallon water bottle with time marker. Okay, so you're going to want to write a listing, obviously, or a title that's really got a lot of great keywords in it. And it really makes sense to the customer that is looking at your product, that it'll help kind of motivate them to buy it. But I'm just going to show you how this works. So every word that you use or every phrase, it's going to actually show used words right here. Or if you scroll down here, all the way to the bottom here, it's going to show the phrases that you've used. That way, as you're writing your listing, it'll check them off as you go so that you can remember and make sure that you have all keywords that you want included in there. Before this kind of tool, it was like you had to just kind of keep going back over and reading it and highlighting, okay, I used that there and that there. And it's kind of a tedious process, but this helps speed it up so much, and it helps just make sure that you have all the keywords that you want in there. And then you can write your description down here, and then your back-end search terms for any words that that you didn't want to necessarily write in your listing, like maybe misspelled words, or I saw one that was water bottle and it was like one word, because a lot of people search water bottle as one word. You could put that as your back-end search terms, and up to 250 characters there. So I actually have pre-populated another listing builder with a listing that I found online. So what's cool about this is when you pull in your listings, you can actually see your optimization score and with the keyword list that you've created, and say, okay, did I use all my keywords? Did I use, you know, enough characters? Because the way this is great is you want to make sure you use as many characters and as many relevant keywords as possible. So we've got this score is kind of in the yellow. Something I don't have copied in here is a description. So adding in a description and these back-end search terms is going to get you much higher score. So let's see if I might just copy these just to give you an example. I might need to refresh. Let me just refresh this right here. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so if I copy this and I paste this in here, it kind of will show you a little bit more. So the more you write in here, the higher the green is gonna go. I will say though that like your titles, this is gonna vary based on your category. So between 80 and 150 characters depends on, it really depends on your category. So for clothing, it's 80, and you know, there's a bunch of different categories have different restrictions. So make sure you know what your restrictions are. But if you have at least 80 characters, you're gonna get a green for that. The description, see right here, it's kind of in red. You need more characters than just 245. So you wanna do more than that so you can get all the way green. So I also wanted to kind of talk to you about like just different things about a listing. So when you write it, this is actually the listing that I grabbed, and it has a pretty good title. The thing I like about it is it looks really neat and clean, and it has these main kind of selling points in bold right here. So you can actually write these in bold in your listing, and then right here, write more description right here. So I have some other examples of different listings that I think, like this one right here has these little parentheses. It looks a bit messy. So I like to always encourage everyone to look at your competitors' listings, find the good things that they do, and kind of take those. Don't copy obviously word for word, but take those into account, and then put the things that you really like into your own listing. Like for example, how neat and clean this one looks, so much better. They obviously have written a lot of great keywords in there. There's a lot of good tidbits. So I do have a little bit of some kind of overview of some just different tips in general that I want to leave you with for, first of all, for keyword research. So keyword research, I recommend spending time sorting through your keywords. It's really the most important part of optimization. And I know some people are just like, oh, I don't want to take all the time, but if you spend the time at the beginning, you're going to be so thankful that you did, because you're going to make more money and it's just going to be better long term. Use the filters on Keyword Scout to filter down your results. Like I showed you, you can play around with those filters and find all kinds of great keywords. And then steal your competitor keywords using that reverse ASIN search. That's a great way to do it. Some other tips for writing listings, like I said on the other part, highlight the most important benefits of the features. So for example, right here, track your daily water intake. That's definitely a benefit. Crack proof, leak proof, BPA free. Awesome benefit. Easy carry with handle or strap. Great benefits. So these are all things that a customer would probably be looking for. I have some other listings on here that may be a little bit confusing. So for example, okay, water bottle with time record. Yes, that's what it is, but you really want to express the benefits here. Distinct design. I'm not really sure what that means. So as a consumer, you really want to kind of sell them on your product right here with all the kind of benefits. So that's really what I mean by that. Then use as many relevant keywords in the title, bullets, and description as possible. And the listing builder is going to help you to do that, help make sure that you check off all those important keywords. Any words that are relevant but don't fit into your listing, like the misspelled words, add them to the backend search terms. And another tip I like to say is look at the Q&A section and reviews of competitor listings. So when I'm writing my listings, I always look at my competitors and I look at their Q&A section, because a lot of times if somebody's asking this, then that seller probably didn't address these questions in their actual listing. So you can have this opportunity to understand, okay, what are my customers looking for? What are their questions? And then you can write that into your listing. I also like to look at the reviews and look at the good reviews and the bad reviews, and kind of like, if there's a bad review and my product might be a better option, I can actually kind of say, okay, my product doesn't do this. It does this better than all the competitors or something like that. So it's a great source of material for your listing writing. So those are kind of the main tidbits that I like to leave you with. Again, it's really fun to kind of take your own listings after you've created your keyword list and pull them in here, see how well they've done with this listing optimization score. This tool is really, really helpful just to make sure you're fully optimized and ready for your product to be out there on Amazon, and that all potential customers can find you. So really excited with this tool. We just came out with it about a month or two ago. Time is blurring with the quarantine here. But it wasn't too long ago it came out, and I'm really excited about it. It's an amazing tool. So yeah, so hopefully that was helpful.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing such a valuable information about keywords as well, because keywords really are the basic foundation for building a good listing. So we can't just build a listing that looks nice. It also has to work well, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
I always like to say, put in those keywords, that the search engine optimization, but remember that you're writing for an actual human. Don't just stuff them in, like you're writing for people and a computer. So got to do it all.
Exactly. And have to keep those two things in mind.
Yeah.
So how about Listing Builder? Does it work in all main marketplaces, or is it currently only available in US?
Yeah, it's available. You basically need to just connect your keys and you can upload it to whatever marketplace. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's the great thing about this tool, is that it works for both like beginner sellers and also for already the ones who are selling. Because for beginners, the whole process is really easy because it has been broken down into steps by the different tools, as you showed us. And also for the sellers who already sell their products, they can just super easily track all the information from Seller Central. When I first heard about it, I was like, is it really working? Is it really like this? Because I have spent like hours just like copy pasting the information from like a Google Sheet to Seller Central and then back again. But I have one question. Are you able to save different versions of your listing copy?
Yeah, you can do a bunch of different you basically can save, under different titles. You can save a bunch of different versions, and yeah, it's pretty easy to do that.
Okay, cool. So it actually helps to manage everything related to different versions you want to test or titles you want to test. And yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because you want to do that split testing.
Exactly. But you are a seller yourself, so how often do you revise your listings and titles and everything?
I haven't done it as often as I would like to, but I am actually right now in the process of going back and looking at my listings and kind of revamping them and looking for any keywords that I missed. Mainly because I was motivated with this tool. I was excited about it. So I know I think we always have the intention of going back and reworking our listings all the time, but it kind of falls by the wayside. But because of this tool, I've just been going back and slowly looking at all the keywords, especially because the Keyword Scout, there's so many more keywords that I found that I didn't have in my listings before. So it's a really good tool to use. And I would say, maybe every 6 months you should do it, but I haven't done that necessarily, but I definitely think it's important to stay on the top of the keywords, see if there's anything else that would relate to your product that you can drag in customers with.
I think the score is really motivating because you want to hit the green one and not stay on the yellow one. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I think one last question is like for sellers, if they want to use listing builder tool, can they subscribe it to separately from your other tools, or is it the package? How does it work for sellers?
There's a few different ways. You can utilize this without the ability to sync it with your Amazon account. And we have a few different packages. Like we have a bundle that includes our extension, $69 a month. If you're a seller and there is a tiering for different amounts of sales that you do for basically connecting your account. So that there is a lot of information on the website for that. But for the most part, it's about $69. For most people, it's $69 a month. And you can utilize all those tools.
Okay, cool. So yeah, thank you so much for introducing us the tool and talking about also a lot of the keyword side. So when sellers have questions about your tools, how should they reach out to you?
Well, we have a great support team as well, but on the academy that we have on our actual web app, there's a ton of information on how to use the tools. So I would always start there because there's just so many great demo videos that you can learn so much from. So I would start there. And then we do have some YouTube lives sometimes. Because of the quarantine, we haven't done them as much, but on Thursdays we do Ask Me Anything. So there's a few different ways you can ask questions about this. But for the most part, we have a good amount of content on our academy to show how to do this. So
cool. Yeah. Very nice. That's really helpful for sellers.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrie, thanks a lot. And we wish you all the best in your business.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
I do hope this video about Amazon Listing Builder from Jungle Scout was useful, and don't forget to subscribe below for more videos like this. Click the notification bell as well, because here we talk to different Amazon software tools, experts, and event organizers. Bye bye.